Hi guys, welcome to another random rambling. And before you ask yourself, wow, the third one in such a short period, the reason therefore is you. You are the reason, because I got a lot of likes already on the last one. Not that many views, because maybe the topics weren't that great, but at least the proportions of views and likes, this ratio is absolutely staggering and really great, and that makes me want to do more of these. Also, I got the comments I wanted to, because I really want to get more views and more people involved in this whole channel and get to see this and follow me more, and just like that, to have a better relationship with each other, because I learn a lot of new people just because that's why I want to do this. And the second reason is that I want to have a kind of rhythm. If I do a video like this like every 2 days or at least every 3 days, I have to force myself to keep this pace, because until I stop it, or if I stop it again, I could fall out of rhythm, and it's something I don't want to do, because I did already so many series I started and never really followed on, and I want to keep this kind of pace, to keep a more constant flow, just because I want to. Yeah, that's the thing. So one thing also, I'm recording this on my 4K camcorder. It will be uploaded only in 1080p, but I wanted to see if a 4K downscale to 1080p really makes such a big difference as anyone says. So that's why I'm doing it, just to try it, and you can maybe give me some feedback. Of course, I won't upload it with the highest bitrate, because to save bandwidth, but maybe a difference is noticeable, I don't know. So today's topics are, and they are kind of always going one each in another if I make it properly. The first thing is the new Nexus rumors. From the new Nexus rumors, this device seems to be really great, because today we got some specs, and I'm just trying to quickly get those numbers because I want to get into the size of the device. It should be a 5.2 inch, I guess 1080p device. I don't think they will go for QHD in that size, but the size is pretty much the same as on the Z3, so I think it's 72.6 millimeters and 146 something like millimeters, but therefore it's a little bit thicker than the Z3, which is okay if the battery is good enough and all that. But if they really manage to finally deliver, and it should also have front-facing stereo speakers, a good camera, I hope a good performance, but I don't really doubt that so much. But the battery life is important. The camera isn't that important for me, because we'll get a lot of other great qualities. But if they actually manage to release such a device, fingerprint scanner or no, on the back I'm not so sure, because I have my device laying flat often, and then I can't use it anyway. So in some way it's better on the front, but I think most people want then on the display, because no one wants this home button type of thing. So it seems, at least for now, from all the leaks and rumors we got, the most promising Nexus so far, at least in my opinion. I'm not quite sure, but it sounds good, and I already posted this on G Plus today. I'm just waiting for the crux. Pretty much every Nexus had a little flaw. The Nexus 6 was too big. The Nexus 5 I didn't like so much the ergonomics, the feel in hand, the speakers and such, and battery life was terrible. So if finally they manage to do this, I would be super happy. So the next topic would be Sony stock UI is a useless idea, at least in my opinion, because I'm pretty sure you heard already that there is a concept, Sony calls it concept, which is pretty much stock vanilla Android with a few of their apps. And what I followed on the XDA thread, pretty much nothing is there from Sony's side. So far it's just stock Android, and they just added with the latest update double tap to wake or so on. I think they will slowly try to include a few more Sony things, like maybe the Bravia engine or Triluminos and all that stuff. Of course, Triluminos is the technology, I mean the X-Reality engine. But it sounds kind of promising, but I don't think it's necessary, and it won't definitely help Sony, because I personally think what they had going with the Xperia UI was already great, because it looked a lot like stock Android. It felt pretty much exactly like stock Android. And I think just stock Android itself actually is a little bit boring, because I got asked to review a Google HD ROM for the Sony. I used that for like half an hour and I got rid of it, because only using stock Android apps like the calendar and the dialer and all that, compared to once you are used to already the Sony things, isn't worth it for me, because I thought the Sony ones look already better. And just the fact that they go more stock, which more people seem to prefer, even though most average people don't even know what stock Android is. They only know Samsung and LG UIs and all that. So they don't appreciate it anyways. And I don't think it really looks better, and it won't help Sony, because only the ones who want stock Android, which are the geeks and the hardcore power users and so on, will know to appreciate it, and they won't buy it anyways because of many other reasons, which I won't go into this video right now. The next topic, maybe I will have to reevaluate my Sony Xperia Z3 battery life that I always claim is so great. And the reason therefore is Android 5.1.1. While it was still fine on 5.0.2, I didn't use it that much as my daily driver, because I had, at every point I had another device where the SIM was in because of review device, so I didn't get many chances to use it as my daily driver for more than maybe 1 day. But now I have like 3 days today where I am on the Z3 with 5.1.1 as my daily driver, and the battery life looks a lot worse than it did before, where I usually got easily 6 hours screen on time on 1 day. Now it looks like maybe 5. The 1 day before it was just 4.5. So standby rate, or at least the battery life, the first 20% from 100 to 80 drops very fastly off. After that it's fine, because right now I'm at 50% and it seems to be able to get still 4 hours over the term of 2 days. I will pretty much get that still, but over the course of 1 day there's something a little bit off. I'm not quite sure, maybe I also blew my battery a little bit because my dock was faulty, because if I charge it overnight, my dock connects, disconnects, connects, disconnects all the time, and maybe it had a little bit of a bad negative effect. But I also got a few comments from people saying the battery life got worse, so maybe I have to reevaluate. If I say a device just gets 4 hours of screen on time and I say that's not that good, the Sony can do 6, even though it can't anymore, maybe 5. So it's not as superior to others as it was. On 5.0.2, I'm still thinking I could have gotten 6. And if this trend continues, I think I will actually downgrade to 5.0.2, because yes, it is a little bit smoother and multitasking is a little better again. Just a few little minor things have been improved, but if that's worth an hour of screen on time less, even though I don't need 5 or 6 hours screen on time, so it would be fine either way. But like I said, I have to maybe reevaluate it. And the next thing is the battery saver mode that a lot of devices have, and I think it shouldn't be a feature the OEM or the company should actually be proud of or announce to be a useful feature, because I think it's a kind of a cop-out. You have to use, let's be honest, you have to use a battery saver if the battery doesn't last you long enough. And this just shouldn't be the case. A battery should be always good enough to make it through whatever you want to without having this, because I never had to use the stamina mode on the Z3. I never had to use any sort of battery saver on the One Plus. On the Nexus 5 back then, I would have definitely had to, but I don't want to. So a battery saver is something I don't like to see on devices, because they always say, you don't have enough battery, just turn on battery saver. And I see this, and it's a bit sad to see that even iOS included a kind of battery saver now, because this kind of gives them the excuse to make even less battery life, because they say if you need a few more hours, just turn on battery saver mode. And it's even more annoying on, for example, the HTC One M9. At 15%, the battery saver always turned itself on, even though I deactivated it. Every time again, it activated itself after 50, and I did have to manually deactivate it. Why didn't it stick out? On the Z3 it does the same, but if I once deactivated it, is off. So at least don't force this battery saver onto me. A lot of devices still do this, and I don't want to have this. I want give me good battery life and not this shit. So that's it. The last topic would be, oh, I forgot. There's one more. I hadn't forgotten that, but I wanted to talk about. I watch a lot of TV shows, and I hope you do too. And today I wanted to talk about 3 new pilots I've seen, and those are, let me just quickly check something. Those are Blindspot, then Minority Report, and Lucifer. Let's go from the worst to the best. Minority Report. The female cast is good. The lead character, the main character, though, I don't know, that doesn't seem like a good character. The character itself and the actor doesn't seem so great. So also the whole chemistry in the series and the story, all very half-baked, like a bad adaptation to TV show. So I wasn't impressed. I will maybe check one episode more, but I don't think I will watch this. No. The second one would be Lucifer. And if you don't know the character, the main actor, I don't know his name right now, but he was already in Rush. That got cancelled after one season. But I really like the personality of this guy. I liked it already in Rush, and Rush was a pretty interesting series for this one season. But in Lucifer, he plays Lucifer, who's down on Earth, and it seems like at least the trend for right now for the season will be that he's a bad guy that's not really a bad guy and actually will help some kind of female cop and so on. And I'm pretty sure at one point they will get together and so on. But the female character is nice. He is very cool because he thinks big of himself since he is Lucifer, and all the women are hot on him, and that series has promising. But I still want to know one thing: will it be a serial where it kind of continues from show to show, from episode to episode, or will it be every episode a new kind of case like on a cop show? Because that's something I don't like to see so much. But I see the TV show trend going away from that, because these seasons can go for a long time, like Law and Order and so on, but those are not the really compelling ones. You want one plot for the whole season, then for the next season another one. That's just way more intense. That's why I hope to see. And that also goes for Blindspot. If you haven't seen Blindspot, the main character, the main actor, is from Strike Back, the shorter guy, even though he's still probably way bigger than me, at least a meter 90 or so. He is good, and the female character, the actress, I don't know her name right now, but I've seen her in a few other shows. Also fine. What's the series about? There is a woman completely tattooed over with some odd strange. She has no memory of herself, and on the first episode they kind of see that one of her tattoos leads to a murder or crime that they can prevent. And this is all, again, one thing I want to know, if it will be one tattoo, one case every episode, or if there will be a bigger plot. Yes, there will be, of course, a bigger plot over the whole season, but if it's just case after case after case, not so sure. That's why I hope for an intense plot. So there is one thing left that I wanted to, like I said, the German word of the day, and I got a good suggestion that I will take next time, but today I want to take the basics first, and that would be the or the, which for you means the. In German, it's not that easy, because in German it's not just one word, it's actually three words. It's der, die und das. And what that actually means, and that is why I think German grammar is for foreigners that hard to get, because I see a lot of people from like Italy, Spain, Portuguese, and those countries, they have a big issue getting those proverbs right, because der, die, das, because der is like the male version of the preverb, die is the female version, and das is the it version. But it's not like that. You can't just say. It's way more complicated, because, for example, that's the odd thing. You have the knife, which is das Messer. Das is it, and a knife is an it. But, for example, the fork is die Gabel, and die is female. So why is a fork female? And then there's spoon. The spoon is der Löffel. Why is a spoon male all of a sudden? And I think that's why German grammar is very hard for people to get. So you have these three, and you always have to know, of course, if you are raised in Germany, you get that stuff. You learn it right from the start, from the get-go. But from foreigners, that's, I think, what makes German grammar so hard. And there is also another word which I think I will just include it, what is very odd and I don't like at all. No, I will talk about that next time. I will actually just note that for next time. But so you learned that we have three words for that. It's not that easy. I would prefer something like the for everything as well. It just makes things easier, because why do you need a female, a male version, and an it version, if it's not really always for a male thing, for a female thing, for an it thing. So yeah, that's the thing. Maybe you learned something, maybe you stopped the video and hadn't learned something, and maybe you did watch it and thought about, what the fuck is he talking about? But I'm gonna end this video. Once again, if you enjoy these, give me a like, because it shows me you want more, and I definitely want to give you more. So I would say bye until next time in 4K down to 1080.